Hello everyone! Welcome to your very first discussion class for Math 21. I'm Jake Avila. For today, we will answer some exercises in obtaining the limit of a function and applying your limit theorems. Okay, let's start. So for this discussion, we will mainly use the following theorem. So here, we let f of x be a rational function and a be in the domain of f, meaning your f of a is defined. Then the limit as x goes to a of f of x is just f evaluated at a. So, mahalaga na i-check muna natin kung yung A ba ay nasa domain ni F. Kung wala siya sa domain ni F, this result does not necessarily hold. So, let's look at the following examples para makita natin kung paano ina-apply itong theorem na to. So, for example, number 1, here we want the limit as x goes to 1 of the following product. So, we have x times the quantity x minus 2 and then times x plus 2. So, here we have a polynomial function. Again, this is also a rational function. Now, since the polynomial function is have no denominator na pwede maging 0, no? So, lahat ng values, lahat ng real numbers, pwede nating ipasok dito. In particular, when we take values of x as it goes to 1, pwedeng maipasok dito. No? So, yung 1, pwede lang natin i-substitute dito. So, bali yung f of x natin sa theorem is this product. So, to get this limit by the theorem, we just evaluate this product at 1. So, we have 1 times 1 minus 2. So, lahat ng x, papalitan lang natin ng 1. And then, lastly is 1 plus 2. So, we get 1 times, so 1 minus 2 is negative 1. And then, finally, 1 plus 2 is 3. And so, the value of this limit is negative 3. Okay? So, ganun lang. Kung defined, just substitute. So, next, let's have number 2. So, for number 2, we have the limit as x goes to 3 of 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 over x squared minus 4x plus 3. So, dito, it is important na i-substitute muna natin yung 3 para makita natin kung pwede na gawing f of a. Pero dito, para mas makita natin, we first factor the expression. So, we have the limit as x goes to 3. So, what are the factors of 2x squared minus 7x plus 3? So, here, I will just leave this to you as an exercise. So, this can be factored as 2x minus 1 and then x minus 3. And then, for the denominator, we have x squared minus 4x plus 3 can be factored as x minus 1 times x minus 3. So, clearly, kung ito ang iti-take natin na f of x at 3, hindi pwede, no? Kasi wala yon sa domain ni f kasi nagsi-0 yung denominator. Moreover, pag sinalpak din natin siya sa numerator, nagiging 0 din. So, from the lecture, we have seen this form. So, ang itsura nito ay 0 over 0. So, kung 0 over 0 siya, ang gagawin natin ay we try to eliminate the factor that makes the expression 0 over 0. So, in this case, we can cancel out x minus 3. Again, the idea is x only goes very near to 3, but not reaching 3. So, we can cancel the factor x minus 3. So, we will be left with the limit as x goes to 3 of 2x minus 1 over x minus 1. So, now, we can use the theorem. Kasi ito naman ay defined for x equals 3. So, what do we have here? So, substitute lang natin si 3. So, we have 2 times 3 minus 1 over 3 minus 1. So, we get 6 minus 1 or 5 and then 3 minus 1 which is 2. So, the value of this limit is 5 halves. So, next, let's have the following. So here we get the limit as x goes to 2 of 2x squared minus 2x minus x squared over x squared minus 4 raised to 3. So now let's look at when we factor this first. So we have the limit as x goes to 2 of so here I will factor out negative x. So we have negative x times, so we have x minus 2. And then for the denominator, we have, by the difference of two squares, we have x plus 2 times x minus 2. So this one, cube. So when you substitute 2, clearly the numerator becomes 0 and the denominator also becomes 0. So again, this is indeterminate of type 0 over 0. So to evaluate this limit, we just cancel out the term that makes it 0 over 0. So in this case, we cancel out x minus 2. So we will be left with the limit as x goes to 2 of the quantity negative x over x plus 2 and then cube that. So evaluating, what do we have? So i-substitute lang natin si 2, no? So we get negative 2 over 2 plus 2 and then cube. So what do we get here? So negative 2 cube is negative 8. And then for the denominator, we have 4 cube, no? So siguro mas maganda kung i-simplify ko muna yung nasa loob. So we get negative 2 over 4 is negative 1/2. So negative 1/2 cube, we get negative 1/8. Okay? So that is now the value of that limit. So next, let's have example 4. So here we have the limit as x goes to 4 of 3x minus 12 over 3 minus square root of 2x plus 1. So let's first check the form of this limit. So i-factor out muna natin yung nasa taas, no? So we have the limit as x goes to 4 of 3. We can factor out 3, so we'll be left with x minus 4 all over 3 minus square root of 2x plus 1. So for here, when we substitute 4 in the numerator, it becomes 0. And for the denominator, it becomes 3 minus square root of 2 times 4 is 8, and then plus 1 is 9. So square root of 9 is 3. So we get 3 minus 3, which is also 0. So this form is also 0 over 0. So for this type of expressions, so what we can do is the following. So we try to rationalize the radical, kasi unlike with rational functions na pwede nating ma-factor, ito hindi natin pwedeng ma-factor. So instead, we multiply by its conjugate. So ang conjugate ng 3 minus square root of 2x plus 1 is the same expression, but the negative, replace that by positive. So we have 3 plus square root of 2x plus 1 all over 3 plus the square root of 2x plus 1. So simplifying, what do we get? So we get the limit as x goes to 4 of, sa numerator, we have 3 times x minus 4, and then copy lang, 3 plus square root of 2x plus 1. Sa denominator naman, pwede na nating pag-combine ito using difference of two squares, no? So this will become 9 minus square root of 2x plus 1 squared. So that is just 2x plus 1. So simplifying, what do we get? So this is the limit as x goes to 4 of 3 times x minus 4 times 3 plus square root of 2x plus 1. And then for the denominator, we have 9 minus 2x minus 1. So 9 minus 1 is just 8. We have 8 minus 2x. So let's try to factor out the denominator. So factoring the denominator, what do we get? So we have the limit as x goes to 4 of 3 times x minus 4 times 3 plus square root of 2x plus 1 all over. So here, let me factor out negative 2. We have negative 2 times x minus 4. So here, again, this limit is 0 over 0. Clear na to ngayon, no? Kasi may x minus 4 saka may x minus 4. So, ang gagawin natin ay we cancel out this factor para ma-evaluate na natin yung limit. So, we get the limit as x goes to 4 of 3 over negative 2. And then, pag kinancel out natin, ang matitira na lang ay 3 plus square root of 2x plus 1. So, now, this expression is defined for x equal to 4. So, para makuha yung limit, we just substitute x equal to 4. So, we have negative 3 halves times 3 plus square root of 2 times 4 plus 1. So, simplifying, we have negative 3 halves times 3 plus square root of 9. So, 3 plus 3, no, which is 6. So, we get negative 9. Okay? So, the value of this limit that we want is negative 9. So, dito, common mistake ay pag naging difference of 2 squares na ang ginagawa, nakakalimutan na itong factor na to. Okay? So, wag niyong kalimutan na ilagay yon sa numerator pagkatapos yung rationalize. No? Yun ang common mistake dito. Nakakalimutan. Okay, let's proceed to example number 5. So here, instead of having f in terms of a some expression of x, here we have a graph of the function f. So the graph of f is represented by the red portions. So at x equal to 0, it has a hole here, and in this one it is it is filled, and then at x equal to 1 may hole uli, no? And the function passes through the point 2, 1. So for this example, we are asked to determine the following quantities. So we have f of 0, f of 1, f of 2, and then their corresponding limits. So we have the limit of f as x goes to 0, and so on. So let's first find the function value. So for f of 0, tingin lang tayo sa function natin. No? So dahil butas siya at 1, ang f of 0 natin ay 2. No? Kasi yun ang may shade. Next, for f of 1, unlike at x equal to 0 na may katapat siyang shaded, ang f of 1 at x equal to 1, butas siya pero wala na siyang katapat na shaded. No? So in this case, we say that f of 1 is undefined. Next, what is f of 2? So since the function passes through the point 2, 1, ang f of 2 natin ay yung y coordinate. So in this case, we have f of 2 equal to 1. Next, let's find the corresponding limits. So for the limit, unahin muna natin yung limit of f as x goes to 2. So as x goes to 2, saan papunta ang function value natin? So, ang 2 nasa domain ni f, no? So, using the theorem that we have used before in calculating limits, this is just, dahil ang 2 ay nasa domain ni f, no, this is just f of 2. So, this we already computed to be 1. And then, how about the limit of f as x goes to 1? What is this one? So, dito, tingnan lang natin kung saan papunta yung function value from the right and from the left of 1. So, in this case, ang function value natin from the right papuntang 0. And then, ang function value natin from the left papunta rin ng 0. So, in this case, we say that the limit of f as x goes to 1 is 0. And then last, let's have the limit of f as x goes to 0. So, ganun din, no? Titingin tayo from the values from the right and from the left of 0. So, from the right of 0, ang function natin papunta ng 1. Pero from the right or from the left of 0, ang function value natin ay papuntang 2. So, dito, walang definite na pinupuntahan yung function value natin, no? for values of x near 0. So in this case, we say that the limit of f does not exist. So let's have the following observation. So at x equal to 2, ano ang nangyayari? So ang limit equal lang siya sa function value kasi ang 2 ay nasa domain ni f. But let's look at at x equal to 1. So at x equal to 1, wala tayong function value. F of 1 is undefined. But still, we obtain the limit of f as x goes to 1 to be 0. So here, we can see that even if the function value is undefined at that point, we can still get the limit of the function at that specific point. And next, lastly, for f of 0, so here we see that the function value at 0 exists, which is 2, but the limit does not exist. So, pwedeng magkaroon tayo ng function value, pero yung limit natin ay wala. So, the concept of getting a function value and getting the limit are two different concepts. So, later on, we will see ano ang tawag pag equal ang function value at ang limit value. Pero for now, hindi palaging pagkukuha ng limit, ipapasak lang sa f. No? So, kailangan yung tignan maigi kung ano ang inyong function.